the gold appears, match it online at nicktoons.co.uk/gold. There's a new prize to win each day.
Sounds great!
And if you spot the bonus treasure chest, you could unlock the weekly jackpot. So keep them peeled.
Hold my eyelids open.
SpongeBob's Hunt for Gold! Every day from 10 on Nicktoons.
Now, a mummy duck has gone missing, but she's got a whole batch of ducklings who need her in Wildlife SOS.
One of Britain's busiest wildlife rescue and rehabilitation centres is at Leatherhead in Surrey. Simon Cowell leads the team of volunteers.
At Wildlife Aid, during the course of a year, we see many different types of British wildlife. We receive a lot of patients brought in to us by members of the public, but we are often called out to rescue animals from all sorts of situations in the wild. In this episode, we try and find the mother of these ducklings. A baby barn owl is brought into the centre, and I'm called out to rescue a badly injured fox. A deer is caught in a barbed wire fence, and we release a badger back to the wild. But first, Malcolm has been called to see what he can do to reunite some ducklings that have been separated from their mother.
Hi there. There's a bit. Hello.
And the little ducks.
You got them all?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're a little bit frightened. Yeah, they will be. Whereabouts did you actually find them?
In the road as you come in. Because the cat brought one back and we went back to find where she'd got it from.
Yeah.
And because when we went down there was 5 more.
Hey. Do you know which one the cat had? I know they're all... If it's broken the skin at all, that's going to need some treatment, that's all. I was thinking of putting them in the cage. If the mother was around, she'd hear them calling. See if we get any results that way.
Malcolm hopes that if the mother hears the cries of her babies, she may come out and show herself. But mother ducks are not the most possessive of parents, and so it's a rather desperate move on Malcolm's part. But we shall see.
We're just going to have a look at the swan that came in on Tuesday. He was running a temperature and he needed a heat lamp, but now we hope he's better. We're going to feel his beak to see if his temperature's gone down, and if he has, we're going to move him up to a bigger pen.
In the last episode, you may remember that this swan was extremely weak and had a very warm beak, indicating it had an infection of some sort.
I want to feel it's nice and cool, that beak, isn't it?
It's obviously a lot better now and will soon be ready for release.
Bring your head out this way, Alan. There we are. Go up to a bigger pen.
Yes, you have got a cold beak. That's
much
good.
better, so I'm feeling very fit now.
Saying hello.
I'm getting my dirty, wet feet all over Daddy's jeans.
Hey,
This is a bad boy.
come out.
Bad boy. No feet. We've got a bit more space now. We can
Yeah.
give him a couple of days, and if he's still keeping his temperature down, we can
And his temper up.
temper up and temperature down. We can let you go, can't we? He's a good boy.
It's better, isn't it?
Meanwhile, Malcolm and the people who found the ducklings have come to a nearby pond to see if they can find the parents. They've spotted a possible candidate.
Yeah, they're lovely. See what her reaction is when she hears the chicks. See what she does. We're out of luck the way the male took off straight away. We can't find the female. She hasn't responded so far.
But this attempt is in vain, so Malcolm decides to take the ducklings back to the centre.
In the absence of either parents, we'll have to take them back and look after you until you're old enough to come back out again. We've got a lot of other ducklings at the moment. They'll be well at home. One was actually been picked up by a cat, so we'll have to try and establish which one that was. There's no obvious injury, but it may need a little bit of treatment. Other than that, hope they'll do fine.
Oh, what a handsome chap.
This is a baby barn owl.
Just basically found wandering down the Hogsmill River, sort of the little path by the side of it.
Do you think it was somebody's captive bird?
It's very tame, to be honest.
That's used to people, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they've had it a couple of days, haven't they?
Hungry?
Right.
Are you hungry?
So,
No.
they have been feeding it very young pigeon.
It's difficult to know where this beautiful bird came from, but he looks in good condition. I could nearly go straight into a hacking house, couldn't it? The barn owl population is sadly declining, and there are currently less than 10,000 individuals in this country. Although this is mainly due to changing farming practices, it has been shown that over 20% of birds are killed on roads or railways. So it's probably 9 or 10 weeks. I mean, what is it? It's got
primaries, isn't it?
Primaries are coming, which is, you'd expect that to be sort of pretty fully fledged, what, 14, 15 weeks?
Yeah, it's getting there, certainly. This is all going to fall out in the next couple of weeks.
For now, we will put him in one of our large hacking houses or aviaries and feed him up. By observing how he takes his food, we shall soon see whether he has the ability to hunt for himself. If he has been someone's pet, preparing him for return to the wild will take some time. Meanwhile, Malcolm has returned with the ducklings.
6 babies for you.
Christine's first efforts will be to try to determine which one was picked up by a cat and to give it any treatment it may need.
Unfortunately, one was actually brought in by a cat, so we don't know which one it was. No.
It was definitely one of these.
Yeah, they're lovely ones.
They are. And they usually all weigh the same too when you put them on the scales. They're all about 28 grams.
All right.
That could be the one.
This one has some minor abrasions, but nothing to worry about, so Christine just cleans the wounds. Christine marks the head of the injured duckling with Tipp-Ex, so that we can identify it and monitor its progress. But all in all, they're in very good shape, and the next thing to do is to feed them.
6 grams of water for the babies. They're totally capable of feeding themselves. The mother doesn't feed them. I presume she shows them where the food is and looks after them, keeps them warm, keeps them dry. But she doesn't actually feed them like garden birds do, or mammals. So they can look after themselves as long as they're protected. You know, we just give them food and they'll feed themselves and grow.
These orphans will join the many others we already have at the centre. We will raise them until they have their adult plumage, when we can then release them back to the wild. We've been called to rescue a fox that has been seen lying motionless in some woods. I've been driven here by a National Trust warden who initially found the fox.
Hello, sweetheart. All right, baby.
Okay, if you stay this side, I'll go the other side. Stop it coming back if you can.
Yep. Well,
Get
to leaves on, I might be able to shift some of these branches this side. Okay.
Come on, sweetheart. Okay, I've got it. Can you go and grab the cage, do you think that's possible?
Yep.
Come on. All right, sweetheart. All right, sweetheart. That's a good girl. Sweetheart. What are you going to do? You have been hit, haven't you? I'll take her back to the centre, but I suspect she's got a brain impact from it. Come on, sweetheart. Get your front in. Here we are. Here we are. Here we go. Things don't look too good for this poor animal. It is possible that it has a broken back, although I can't be sure until we examine it back at the centre. Right, we'll take it back to the centre. I really think I know the answer, but we've got a looks and a more thorough examination. It's brilliant. At the centre, Louise and Malcolm have come to release the swan that has recovered from the infection.
Right, this is the swan the RSPCA brought in about a week ago, going wandering down the A3. He had quite a high temperature, no injuries. He's been on a course of antibiotics, he's now fine. We'll go back and find the river now, aren't we? Eh? So we find the others, eh?
As with all releases, we try and return the animals to exactly where they came from, so that they can quickly find their familiar haunts and habitats and known sources of food.
Yeah. There we close as we can get. There you go. Here you come out. There we are. Not back up the bank.
At first, it seems this bird doesn't know where he's going, but very quickly he gets into a stretch of water that he's obviously familiar with, which means another satisfactory release. Malcolm has been called to rescue a deer that has got its antlers caught in some barbed wire fencing.
What are you doing, fella? Hey? All right, one of them legs. Hang on, his horn's caught in the fence. Keep hold of his legs. There you go. Onto the blanket again. All right, fella.
It's been hit in the head by the looks of it.
Hold the antlers. So, over. No, I want him sitting up. Okay, blanket. Don't really want to tie him up just yet until we know what's...
Covering an animal's head often helps to keep it calm, and the motion of being transported in vehicles also seems to have a soothing effect on them.
Are you okay? Is he calm? Yeah, he's calm down. Yeah. Normally do when we move him for some reason.
Meanwhile, back at the centre, Susan and I examine the fox I rescued from the woods.
Yeah.
It's very hot, isn't it? Boy.
When examining foxes, we lightly muzzle them to stop them biting us.
Yeah.
Susan checks for a reflex action in the back legs.
Oh, yeah, got something there. Can I have a torch, somebody?
No. What's the colour of the gums? Do you dare have a peep?
Not brilliant, a little bit orangey.
Can't feel anything down the spine at all.
Good eye reflexes. Yeah, mate. Nothing personal. 98.8, girlies. That's low. So that means he's in shock. If he's had some dogs had a go, I'm not surprised.
Let's give him Dex in 24 hours, shall we? See how it goes. Look at the other one, make sure there's no damage to the pelvis on the other side.
That foot's even knuckling over, that one.
Yeah. So he's up. We're down this side for a minute.
I don't like where he's so wet here. As though he's been rolled, isn't it?
Mm.
Must be bad bruising, nerve damage.
24 hours and hope. Well, I don't hold a lot of hope, but it's better that than...
If he wants to give it a go, he's more than willing to give it a go.
Yes, we are. Get some Dex out of the cupboard. You get the no feet fun, you would have thought.
Can I do it and I hold it up?
Okay.
It's difficult to know exactly what happened to this animal, and we don't want to subject it to any more stress by giving it a prolonged examination. So for now, all we can do is give it an injection that will reduce its stress and then keep it under close observation.
He was her best friend.
I know that Princess Diana had an eating disorder. How did you try to help her with that?
I was doing my duty. There are two issues in my life: the passing of the princess.
Why didn't you take me with you?
And my sexuality. That gay thing is a monster.
Paul Burrell in Therapy, Monday at 10 on Channel 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't realise I'm doing it.
That thing in your head that's the urge to do it.
An incredible look into lives consumed by OCD.
It's OCD 1, Ali 0. I've got a problem.
And the battle to overcome it. My Extreme OCD Life, Tuesday at 10 on Channel 5.
You ain't never seen nothing like this, yeah. Yeah. You ain't seen nothing like this.
Oh my goodness me! I do not believe that!
What a finish. More sport than you thought, all for free on Channel 5.
So his legs are working, aren't
All
they?
legs work.
Malcolm has returned to the centre with the deer caught in the barbed wire
By the
fence.
time we actually got there, his head was actually caught in the fence. He couldn't actually lift his head up.
Christine examines it.
He's not terribly with it, and his eyes are weeping a lot. Oil-based, those.
Not a lot going on there. It seems to be moving.
No, I did wonder that, wouldn't we?
Right, okay.
Although this animal seems to have calmed down considerably, deer are very susceptible to stress and shock.
That's a good boy, don't you?
So Christine needs to inject it with shock-reducing drugs and also to get a drip into it to start fluid therapy.
And wobble in his veins, don't they? Dripping.
Long day.
Yeah.
Of course, heart's going. I've just found a vein in his back.
Oh, yeah, it's pumping.
Where it's come from. Yeah. Well, he's just going to spend the night here, dozing, hopefully, and in the morning he should be on his feet. Doesn't look that bad. But I mean, he doesn't seem to have any injuries. His legs are all working. I mean, his eyes are watering a lot, but that might be the nettles. He was caught up in a fence, which causes him a lot of stress. Just that alone can, you know, really knock them back. So he's had his anti-shock treatment, and he's had a tranquilizer and antibiotic cover in case there's any infection. And we just have to wait and see now.
Malcolm and John have been called to rescue a swan that has a damaged wing.
So I reckon if we can creep down...
He's up on the bank.
Yeah, if we can creep down beside the bank and keep us between him and the river, and even if he goes over the top, apparently it's just an area like this.
Well, the only way to get to him is go over those two bridges.
Rescuing water birds is always a complicated business, as they can easily slip back into the water and make their escape, even if their wings are damaged. Malcolm and John stealthily creep up on the unsuspecting bird, and the capture proves to be not too difficult.
Well done.
Not too bad, was it? First attempt.
Yep. No, very fortunate to be tight to that bank.
Yeah, yeah.
We were able to...
Well, luckily the tide was down. Yeah. So, with wings, can they usually...
Depends how bad it's broken, where the broke is.
Yeah. All right. So if it can't be done, what they just...
If not, there are sanctuaries for them. We can go, he can live his life out with other swans.
Yeah, there's been amputation in some cases. And...
Come on, see the light at the end of the tunnel. There was a big wound there.
Oh, nasty one.
What's that? Someone picked it. Oh dear.
Oh. I think that's going to lose its... Smelly or not?
Not over, no.
We might got you in the lack of time, fella.
It's not, he's been in a fight then?
Oh, it could have been anything, really.
Could be anything. More likely flown into something.
Really?
Yeah.
I hope you had a shot.
Obviously, if it is too badly infected and it's actually gone into the main body area,
right,
then there wouldn't be much hope for it.
Really? Okay. So that's probably definitely an amputation in that one.
Oh, I thought so, yeah.
Amputating the wing would be a last resort, but if it was necessary, the swan would be able to live with a protected colony in a safe area.
This is the duck from the previous episode that has a broken wing. Joyce the vet is at the centre to examine it.
Doctor, I'm going to go to sleep today. See if we have any more success with this one than the last one. Go to sleep. There is so much scar tissue around there.
First of all, I thought it was an old break, you know, when I first
No, it's been out for too long. That's not going to go back in. Does it droop terribly when it's waking? Okay, wake him up.
No, not really. No, he holds it at an angle. You know, it sticks out. It's not nice and flush like the other one.
No, there's no way you're going to break that down. You're more likely to break the bone than to break the scar tissue.
About, actually.
There's so much there. It'll form a false joint. You'll be able to flop up onto a
Yeah, so well, he seems to have
To
managed.
roost.
And you can certainly swim underwater with it because trying to catch him.
He's just going to have to live with it as it is.
Right,
Too.
okay. Well, he can go back to where he came from then.
It can be released as long as it's somewhere where there's plenty of room, so he doesn't have to be he's driven out by the other ducks. He can't fly off to find anywhere else, so it's got to be somewhere where people can watch, so that if they start bullying him, they can move him somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because you can't fly away and find new territory, can you?
All right? Yes. Good boy.
Yeah.
Because our centre is full to capacity, Malcolm and John have taken the swan they rescued to an organisation called Swan Lifeline, who specialise in caring for these beautiful birds.
By the river.
No, I don't think so. I think it's scabby.
Scabby, is it?
But it could be healed over a hole, couldn't it?
That's right. We don't know.
First time.
Well, the problem was nobody really knew how it got its injury anyway.
No.
A lot of them have been flying into the pylons down there, so...
So you had to get a boat out, did
No.
you? You didn't?
We didn't have to, yeah, no, we took the boat with us.
Good. Oh dear.
It didn't smell too
No,
bad.
it's
not
Quite
too
old,
bad.
no. It's Right, I'll give over to Tim when he comes.
There's on the neck there's a old scab or something there, yeah. Oh, that's really nice. Here we go. Oh, you've got a nice little name tag now, haven't you? Yeah, you've got a nice little name tag.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the wing actually isn't broken. It looks like a cable injury.
Cable injury,
where it's
yeah.
flown into overhead cables. Quite a lot of movement in the wing, so we're hoping that it's damaged but not broken.
The swan will stay here until its treatment is completed and it can be released either back to the wild or to a protected colony. A member of the public has brought us a seagull.
We've got a pond right outside of our duck pond, and he was laying on his back with his feet in the air and his head in the water. And we took him in and we started feeding him with the dog food to get him a bit of, nutrition into him. Because someone said he got vertigo.
He toddles along okay on the floor, doesn't he?
Yeah, until he goes backwards.
Yeah.
But what he's learned this business about when he starts to toddle backwards, if he lifts himself up and starts to fly, he's all right. And he looks like he's wearing high heels. He tilts himself forward.
Or she, yeah.
Cliff.
Oh, there you go. There we go. It's your new home for a little while. Whoops.
This poor bird is obviously having great difficulty balancing properly. It could be suffering from concussion as a result of flying into something, or it could have an infection or disease which is affecting the part of its brain that controls balance. Either way, it's obviously going to need monitoring very closely for the time being.
So he's looking reasonably bright, which is quite good news.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's heavy.
Yeah.
It's our big badger.
You may remember the badger brought to us in the last episode. It had a slight injury to its head, but nothing too serious. We've kept it for a few days to make sure it's eating well and its coordination is normal. So tonight, Malcolm and one of the members from the local badger group are going to return it to where it was found.
Hello, Sunshine. Down again. You can't take the cage with you, Ed.
So far's my back legs. I refuse to let go.
In the next episode, we rescue a gull that is caught in fishing line. A swan has a very bad wound to its body. We attempt to rescue a goose that has a swollen leg. We release a pair of ducks onto a private lake. We check on the progress of a baby barn owl, and we release some foxes back to the wild.
This summer, golden treasure is popping up up all over Toons. And if you spot it, you could win big.
Let me bask in its glory.
Be watching SpongeBob and when the gold appears, match it online at nicktoons.co.uk/gold. There's a new prize to win each day.
Sounds great.
And if you spot the bonus treasure chest, you could unlock the weekly jackpot. So keep them peeled.
Hold my eyelids open.
SpongeBob's Hunt for Gold. Every day from 10 on Nicktoons.
Good morning, Milkshakers. I'm Kemi. It's Friday, the 18th of August. We're off to Puffin Rock in 10 minutes' time. But right now, it's time to catch up with some laughing squirrels in this morning's Poppy Cat. Enjoy.
It's all fun and games for little monsters. Whoa! Milkshake, brought to you by Fisher-Price.
Poppy Cat. Poppy Cat. Ready to hear my newest story? This one is called Poppy Cat and the Trip to the Silent Forest. One sunny day in the garden, Zuzu told all his friends a very funny joke.
And the dog said to the monkeys, if I had a bunch of bananas, I wouldn't need a squeaky toy.
Tell us another joke, Zuzu. Please.
OK. Alma, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Boo!
Boo-hoo!
Don't cry! It's only a joke!
Hello, Egbert. Zuzu's telling jokes. Do you want to hear them?
No, thank you, Poppy Cat. I'm very busy right now. I'm going to read to some worms. Say, Egbert, why don't worms wear shoes? Because they don't have any feet! That's just silly.
Oh, laughter is a wonderful thing, enjoyed all over the world. Except, of course, for the serious squirrels of the Silent Forest, who have never laughed.
Never laughed?
Zuzu, if anyone can teach those squirrels to laugh, it's you! They would love your jokes.
I could tell the banana joke again.
Oh, Poppy, let's go on an adventure to the Silent Forest so Zuzu can tell some jokes to the serious squirrels.
Zuzu, is that what you want to do?
Of course he does.
Of course I do.
Well, all right then. We're off to the Silent Forest. But first, we're going to need a camper van!
We're going to the forest to make some squirrels laugh. We're going to the forest to make some squirrels laugh.
Hello! We're on our way to the Silent Forest.
Zuzu is going to tell jokes to the serious squirrels. The Silent Forest? Really? That is so brave. The Silent Forest is a very, very, very quiet place. No one ever tells jokes there.
Little friend, perhaps you could run on ahead and tell the other squirrels that laughter is coming to them soon.
Oh, yes. Laughter coming soon? Oh, boy. Zuzu, are you all right? You're scratching your ear. That's what you do when you're nervous.
Well, it sounds like those serious squirrels are very, very serious. And the silent forest is very, very silent. And I just wonder, maybe it's not the right place for joke telling.
If you're nervous, Zuzu, you don't have to.
Of course it's the right place for joke telling. It doesn't matter if the forest is quiet. Everybody will love and love and love.
Poppy, look. There's something rather odd by the side of the road.